Hey everybody, I'm JimClassic, and you are watching Geekin'. And for today's video, well, I would like to talk about the Transformers Studio Series 86 Battle Damaged Optimus Prime. Now, back in the beginning of 2024, when I got the 86 Optimus Prime trailer and all, I did my review of that. So, I got the Battle Damaged variant. I got him on sale at my local Target because I wasn't going to pay for this guy full price. And here he is. So, as I usually do, we're going to talk about the box. We're going to open this guy up. And then, well, we'll see what he's all about. Anyway, let's get to it. And here we have Optimus Prime in the box. We have the closed windowed packaging. Even right here on the thing, it just says, "One shall stand" on the plastic, which is kind of a new thing. They've never really done that before. Here we have some amazing artwork of Battle Damaged Optimus Prime, Truck Mode, Transformers Studio Series, Transformers the Movie, Optimus Prime, 40 steps. And here we have a nice little wraparound here of Prime fighting Megatron, and 40, I guess for 40th anniversary of the movie, 1986 to 2026. On this side, we have the classic Optimus Prime angle. One shall stand, one shall fall. I'm sorry, I don't do a very good Optimus Prime impersonation. That's the best I could do. Anyway, moving on to the back, we see a movie clip of Megatron and Optimus wrestling it out, a brief description of Optimus Prime battling his nemesis Megatron, and product shots of the vehicle, Optimus, Matrix, and there he is with the murder weapon in his gut. So yeah, that's it for the box. I love the 80s retro lines going on here. That's kind of neat, actually. You know, just to kind of set it apart from, I guess, the other Studio Series figures. Anyway, that's enough about the box. Let's open this guy up and see what he is all about. Back in February of 2025, I had reviewed the full version of 86 Optimus Prime, so I'd like to think I'm kind of an expert at this point. And at some point in my video, I did make mention of Hasbro possibly, eventually, doing a battle damaged or even a dead version of Prime. Well, fast forward to May of 2026, and a battle damaged Prime was available for retail. Currently available at your local Target. And what can I say about this figure? He's 86 Optimus Prime, but this time he's scarred and beaten after his battle with Megatron. And that's what we're gonna focus on, starting with the head sculpt. Optimus's head is dented and cracked, just like in the movie. I suppose my only real issue is that the paint looks really clean and not scuffed up to match the battle damage. Looking at the window pecs, we see two cracked lines running through both of them. They're painted and not sculpted. I would have liked to have seen some cell shading on them, you know, give the window pecs a little bit of depth, but you know what? I don't think 86 Prime had that either. So, comparing the damaged Optimus Prime to the 86 Optimus Prime, yeah, the window pecs here have definitely more a metallic look to it, and also you can see like the little tabs that are attaching to it. I guess that's clear plastic with metallic paint in the background, while that is just strictly, you know, kind of, I guess, a cell shaded. You know, it's a solid blue with the cracks. Also, I didn't notice this until after the video was completed, but there are painted cracks right there on the right shoulder. I didn't notice this. Like when the camera's not on, I can barely see it with the naked eye, but close up with the camera here, it's just right there, big, bold, and black. But it's almost invisible if I'm just looking at it in normal light. So I just kind of noticed that, and I thought that was neat. The grill and the left side of the rib area is all crinkled and torn up and opened in some places, and it's just some nice sculpting detail. Since we're on the subject of the battle damage, let's take a look at the spike. Well, it looks more like a chicken nugget, and it's meant to peg into the 5mm port in the battle damage, and it does a terrible job at that. This is supposed to be a 5mm peg, and it is way too short, and it doesn't hold in well. It is such a disappointment, and I can guarantee you it's not going to hold for very long, and I suppose it could just fall out one day and just get lost. Since we're talking about accessories, Optimus's only other accessory for this set is his rifle, which is the same as the Studio Series 86 version. It's kind of blast compatible, it has that little nub on the end of it, but that's just about it. Before talking about transformation, I just wanted to highlight the weapon storage here on Optimus. See, there is a little tab here on the backpack on both sides, and there's a slot on both sides of the gun. So you can just slot in weapon storage there for Prime on his backpack. I don't think I noticed this in my original 86 video, but I'm pointing it out now because I just figured it out. But yeah, that's pretty neat. I like good weapon storage right there. And aside from the spike and the gun, the only other accessory Prime comes with is the Matrix of Leadership, and that is right here. We're going to open up the chest, and there it is, the Matrix. It's removable, just like all the others. It's a Earthrise Matrix, but I gotta say, once again, Hasbro did not paint in the Robo-Guts. I don't get it. This is the same thing on the regular 86 Optimus too. Like, for whatever reason, Hasbro's budget is limited to not painting the inner guts. And this is an important part of the movie. Where Optimus is on his deathbed, you see all this stuff. Why they didn't paint it again, I don't know. But anyway, that is a choice that they made. And we all have to live with it, I guess, unless you want to mod and paint it yourself. Let's take the gun off. All right, so now we're going to transform Optimus Prime into vehicle mode. Quick disclaimer here, this is probably going to be my fourth or maybe even fifth take at this point. I have been all thumbs this transformation sequence, so I've done like too many different attempts, too many failures. I might just have to hodgepodge them all together into one edit if I get this one wrong. But if this cuts multiple times, I don't know what it is. I'm just all thumbs for some reason. Anyway, enough about that. And just in case joints get a little tough, I have my knife handy so I can pry things open, because that has been one issue. Some of these transformation joints are a little bit tighter than they should be, and that might be, that's not helping my situation. Anyway, that's enough of that. So I already got the hands in closed fists because I got really tired of doing that on camera, but they're already in closed fists, and so we open up already. We open up the arms. Like, I don't get it. There we go. See how much effort that took? I don't know why. Some of these joints are just sticking. There we go, and you hear that hard click right there. So that's there we go. See, this one's easier. All right, so we got the arms in. We rotate at the bicep joint, and we bend the elbow backwards. Again, rotate the bicep 180, and then bend the elbow backwards. All right, now, with Optimus Prime's head, we tilt the antenna forward like that, okay? Now, the next step is, let's get these arms out of the way. We are going to open up these side panels right here at the ribs, and I'm just going right ahead using the knife, just opening that up. Boom. Getting the knife right here. Boom. There we go. All right, so getting that open up and out of the way. Now, we bring down the backpack, and we are going to rotate the chest 180 degrees. So then we take Optimus Prime's head and we flip it 180 degrees, so it's upside down. And then this piece is going to kind of untab itself. It's double jointed, as you can see here, so just kind of straighten that out and get that ready to go. Now, the grill here, we flip up, kind of covering up the Optimus head, and these parts of the rib here are going to kind of accordion in and collapse on these double joints, like so. This one's always easy. This one always gives me a hard time. Again, these joints are tighter than they need to be. There we go. All right. And then rotate like that. And again, we're just kind of accordioning it together like so. There. Okay, locked into place. Okay. So, now that we got some of the stuff out of the way, we can close these rib flaps down like so. Gonna lower the arms. We can even just probably close in the arms altogether. We're gonna tab this part of the shoulder into this tab right here. There we go. And then this can just rotate inward like so. And we're gonna repeat the process here. We're gonna rotate right there. And again, we're tabbing this here into the slot. There we go. And then that is going to go right there. Okay, so we are well on our way. We're going to fold down the butt flap right there. Give us a little bit more clearance. Now all this has to be unpacked. So we unfold this. We unfold all this stuff and fold out the wheels like so. Now what we're going to do is, this is the new vehicle mode grill. And that rotates out. And then this piece unfolds as well. Again, we're just gonna cut the frustration here and just pry that open with the knife. There we go. All right. Now, we're getting there. It's forming up. We got some more flaps here to unfold. This piece right here is gonna tab behind the wheels, right there and right there. So we're gonna take care of that. That's kind of a bit of a, sometimes it's a bit of a process, but sometimes it isn't. All right. That's in there, and that piece is right there. All right, so they're tabbed in those areas. Rotate the waist 180 degrees, and then we are going to disconnect right here at this connecting joint, and it's going to go back like so. All right, so the front of the cab is pretty much ready to be closed in. Close these flaps, lock it in place, turn it around, close this flap, lock it in place. So we pretty much have the cab mode squared away, and it's pretty much just downward from this point forward with the legs, because the legs don't really put up that much of a fight. But the forward parts of the legs are gonna double hinge out and peg into the inside of the legs like so. So under the foot here, we have these little pieces that have to be rotated out. This slot right there and this tab right there. Just kind of, again, it's easier. There we go. There we go. We got it. All right, that folded out. And then this slot right here also has to come out like so. As you can see, I've done this video at least 5 different times because my thumbnails are really just starting to get damaged here from all the times I'm trying to wedge these things out. But anyway, so now that that's all together, we are there. It all tabs together like so. Now I don't know why, but this tab just kind of rotates out a little bit when I connect everything together. So I kind of just have to force it in a little bit like so. And again, I didn't have these kinds of issues with 86 Prime. This is unique to this particular variant, and it's not that much different from the 86 Optimus Prime. It's just, you know, it's the sculpting difference in the battle damage. But anyway, all right. So we're gonna fold out this part and then rotate this. Fold out this part and rotate this, and this is the part where we can start connecting this little tab up here into the cab like so. And we're just going to continue to rotate it, and get it locked into place. I think we got it. Oh, it popped out the thing. There we go. That is in place. And we do the same thing here. Rotate that, put that in there, and lock it in place. Fold out the wheels. There we go. We're going to fold out this piece like so, and this is going to tab into here, and this is going to tab into there. All right, so there, like so. And then, now that they're both in place, we can kind of lock the cab into the thing. Yep, there we go. Good. All right, now, looks like the last thing we're doing is closing the feet. And here we have Optimus Prime, the battle damage version, into his battle damaged vehicle mode. The transformation is no different than the original 86 Optimus Prime. It's just, for some reason, this guy is more difficult, and I don't understand why. Maybe they just tightened the pins too tightly. Maybe there's mold degradation. I don't know. I don't get it. There's no difference. Actually, there is one difference. In the original 86 version, these taillight pieces were swapped and upside down. So this time they actually learned and they corrected the problem. But I can't imagine that would throw the whole thing off like this. So that's probably not to blame. Either way, this is still a really good truck mode. And even though we never saw battle damaged Prime in vehicle mode, I would imagine this is kind of how it would look. I mean, the windows would still be cracked and the grill section would still be damaged. You can even still grab the spike and put it right there in the 5mm port. I mean, again, you probably wouldn't have this Optimus Prime in that vehicle mode unless you just want to do a crashed vehicle diorama, I guess. But you never really saw this in the movie like this. But either way, it's great that Hasbro included the battle damage, made new sculpting for it, and it's these little touches which I definitely appreciate. All right, so unfortunately there is no weapon storage for the gun. I thought maybe I could peg it right here into the hitch, but the magazine clip kind of gets in the way, and there's no other spot that I can find that I can peg the gun into. Like, it's not even like the backpack that had a tab. I can't even, I thought maybe I could tab it into there, but I can't. It doesn't tab in. Yeah, it's just too big. That would have been nice. That would have been a nice touch if Hasbro was serious about weapon storage, is include like a little tab to put the gun there or something. But they didn't do it. Oh, geez. I wonder if I can put the gun right there in the window. No, okay. That's probably a smart idea. But anyway. And the truck mode rolls very well. It's nice having pinned wheels. It definitely creates or adds a better, I don't know, rolling experience, for lack of a better word. And, aside from maybe the smokestacks moving around a bit, this is just a solid brick of a truck. And that's all that you need from it, really. It's a truck mode. It's a battle damage truck mode. And, regardless whether it's robot mode or vehicle mode, he can fit in with all of the other dead or battle damaged variants from the 86 movie. And I like that. Now I have a small collection of battle damaged or dead Autobots. Now, I'm actually surprised Hasbro hasn't done it, but they have released the battle-damaged Megatron, which I have not seen in the stores at all. Heck, I never even saw the regular 86 Megatron in the stores at all. So, I don't have either of the Studio Series movie Megatrons. I'm surprised Hasbro did not do any of the battle-damaged Decepticons yet, because in the movie, you see, Skywarp and Thundercracker are all beat up and cracked up. Some of the Insecticons are beat up and cracked up, and we don't have battle-damaged variants of them yet. If we know Hasbro, and I'm sure we all do, that's probably in the pipeline sooner or later. But and then, of course, there's also, where's dead Starscream? I mean, obviously the pile of dust thing wouldn't work, but right after Galvatron shoots him, where is that version of Starscream? I'm sure some collectors would like the broken up and cracked up and charred version of King Starscream. That would actually be kind of cool. See, I might not buy too many of the damaged Decepticons, but if they made a King Starscream charred and cracked up and dead, that might be something I might buy. But anyway, that has been my look at this battle-damaged 86 variant of Optimus Prime. It is a good figure. It's a very solid figure. A little bit too solid, because some of these joints, needed a little pry bar here to loosen some of them. And again, For some reason, he was very difficult to transform, even though he's not that difficult once you get used to it. So I totally forgot to point this out because it's another issue with this figure for the tight joints, but I had forgotten that 86 Prime has these, you know, kind of clavicle joints for extra articulation, for the gun holding stuff, and just, it makes for a better articulated figure. This figure has that as well, but it is so stuck. Like, watch. Like, look at that. I'm bending the plastic. I can't even get it. Ah! Like, you saw what I was doing with this. This was bending, and this is not good. This is not good. I don't know if it's these pins are too tight or what, or maybe there's something behind here that's catching, but, you know, look at that. I'm afraid I'm going to break this thing. So, yeah, alright, that's another grievance I have with this figure, is you can't even fully articulate this guy without fear of maybe breaking him. Is this figure worth getting? Yes. Is he worth $60? Absolutely not. I got him on sale, and I'm very glad I waited, because I would have been, especially with the tight joints and the transformation, and, you know, sure, maybe even my fumble fingers. Let's just blame that as well. I would have been pissed if I spent $60 in this figure, and I'm just fumbling and bumbling this guy through, and it's not that difficult of a transformation. I've already gotten used to it with the 86 version. It's not a bad transformation. It's quite fun. I gotta say, the engineering is very fun on this figure. But he ain't worth $60. Now, you know, he's only available at Target. Wait till Target's next sale. Get him on sale. Probably around Christmas time. He might end up at Ross or Ollie's or something. If you can hold out that long, get him. You know, this is definitely a cool figure. I would say my only other two issues is that with the Robo Guts inside the Matrix chamber, again, Hasbro left it unpainted. I don't like that. I mean, again, for $60, they want us to pay $60 for this thing. They couldn't even bother to paint his Robo-Guts. Okay? Take that into consideration. They just... And this is the second time. The 86 version, they did that too. And my only other issue is that the 5mm peg on the Murder Spike is just too short. I mean, yes, it does fit in, but it doesn't stay in, like, particularly well. Or at the very least, they could have made the peg, at the very least, they could have made the peg a little bit longer just for that stability. But, you know, they didn't. Anyway, that has been my look at the 86 movie Battle Damaged Optimus Prime. Thank you very much for watching. Please tell me in the comment section what you think about this figure. I'm JimClassic. You have been watching Geekin', and I will see you guys later. Take care, everybody.